you deserve.
First things first, the Chiefs got a shiny new O-line. How happy should Patrick Mahomes be? And subsequently, how happy should Nick be? The Lakers got AD back, but still can't find a way to win. Will LeBron's return cure all that ails them? And Kevin Durant looked like he didn't miss a beat. Are the Brooklyn Nets right back on the title track? Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to First Things First. We welcome back our guy, Nick Wright, Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wilds. I got two words for you, Brandon. Brooklyn Nets, buddy.
I got two words for you. Told you. Let's go, baby.
Good stuff. We will get to all of that. We got to start with the draft. The NFL draft, now just 3 days away. Jaguars and Jets seemingly locked in at 1 and 2 with Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. But at 3, the 49ers have a decision to make. A late Sunday evening report has the 49ers zero in on two options: Bama quarterback Mac Jones and North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance, reportedly off of Justin Fields as an option altogether. Brandon, we've been hearing Mac Jones could jump Justin Fields, but now Trey Lance, he's jumping Trey Lance, is jumping him. What do you make of all of this?
This is what you guys have been doing for a living, talking and giving your analysis off of reports. What's a report? Man, I need to go back to playing a sport or something. This is ridiculous. Look, I'm like every other American out there with eyes, all right? Like, seriously, you know, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, those are the three quarterbacks that, you know, top of the draft in that order. I mean, what are we talking about here? But, you know, if the 49ers decide to go with a Mac Jones or a Trey Lance, what are they getting? You know, they're not getting a bad thing. Mac Jones can ball. Mac Jones may be like a Dak Prescott type of guy that comes in right away and competes at a high level and leads his team. The only knock on Mac Jones really is he plays in the SEC and he's loaded with talent. Look at his offensive line. Look at the running backs. Look at the wide receivers that he has. Look at the coaching. Like, is that how we're going to judge a guy? This dude is super smart, Nick. He makes all the throws. There's some that believe, most in the league believes that he throws the best deep ball in this draft. So this is a guy, you know, obviously all of us think that, you know, shouldn't probably go at number 3, but he's more than capable. And then you look at Trey Lance. Trey Lance is that guy where, you know, 3 years from now we can say, wow, the 49ers made a huge bet and it paid off. We don't know why they did this, how they did it, but they did it. They were bold. They have the stability in ownership. They have the stability in John Lynch and those guys over there where they can make a move like this. I mean, if you've watched, this dude can ball. He has it all. And also the thing that excited him the most when he stepped foot on campus was his ability to process, you know, how quickly he picked up the playbook. So he has that there. You know, dude, obviously, as you can see the highlights, Nick, he's a phenomenal talent, big boy, and he can do it all. But at the end of the day, we know who the top 3 quarterbacks in this draft are.
Yeah, listen, the 4 of us are, I think, in agreement that if we were running the drafts for all of the top 3 teams, that Justin Fields would not be on the board after the 3rd pick. But we'll set him aside for now. What I make of the report that it is now the Monday before the draft, and supposedly the Niners are now down to their final 2 options, is I continue to be so incredibly perplexed by what is going on in the Bay Area the last 2 months. None of this makes sense. None of the process of we are trading 3 first-round picks, not for a player, but for the opportunity to take somebody, but we don't know who that somebody is still. There's no more data's coming in, boys. And it is like so it is. I do, Brandon, enjoy talking about the reports and the speculation, and it's obviously a massive part of what we do. But these don't make sense to me, Wilds. I have tried for 6 weeks to reverse engineer the Niners' thought process, taking these reports at face value, and I can't do it. I can't figure out how you get from, we've got to move up to 3. Why? Do you have a guy you love? No. Do you know who you want? No. Is there a guy? No. We just know the 3rd pick's going to have massive value. It doesn't make sense to me. And the other wrinkle to this, Wilds, that applies, and I know it's not this conversation here, but to your Patriots, is the one thing that they could have done, even not knowing which quarterback they're taking, is trade away the quarterback they currently have, and they haven't done that either. So I really don't know what's happening here. That's what I make of it. I don't know what they're doing.
That's right. It's the Niners are confused, and it's masquerading as shrewdness. And what it reminds me, Nick, of is an episode of The Bachelor. The Niners wanted to get on The Bachelor. Like, we want to get on The Bachelor. We want to find our future. Who is it going to be? We don't know. We don't necessarily care. Justin Rose, I'm sorry, you got to pack. Justin Fields, you got to pack your bags and go home now. It's just between Trey Lance and Mac Jones. And Nick, I'm glad you brought up the other hot piece of news. Oh, it's sizzling hot out of Peter King's latest column. Ooh, you know what it is. You thought it was going to be a first-round pick. Can we show the full screen Titanic? It won't surprise me if the Niners make Jimmy G more available than he's been. In other words, instead of trying to get a first-round pick for him, maybe considering taking a 2 for him. I wonder if the Patriots would deal the 46th pick in the draft or their second rounder in 2022 for their old friend. So, Nick, making this even more confusing is the fact that Jimmy G has just been quietly on the sidelines. And I think the Niners are sadly mistaken if they're going to bring in the number 3 pick in the draft and think that Jimmy G is just going to nicely mentor this person. I think Jimmy G is out of there, and I think the Niners need to draft somebody that's going to be ready to start week 1.
And here's the other thing, Brandon, that I think is worth reminding the audience. Why is Mac Jones considered a potential top 5 pick? And I know you're a little higher on Mac than me, and you've been nicer about his NFL potential than I've been. But the reason he is considered a top 5 pick is because the Niners traded up. Prior to the Niners trading up, nobody was saying Mac Jones could go 3. Mac Jones could be the 3rd quarterback taken. So it's like they created a market for him when we know what it would have cost for them, for example, Brandon, to trade up to 6, because 12 and 6 were traded for each other afterwards. 1 future first-round pick. So if that's the guy you wanted, when Miami was sitting at 3, Miami wasn't going back-to-back first-round picks, Alabama quarterbacks. I don't think Atlanta was ever looking at Mac Jones. And Cincinnati's got their quarterback in Burrow. So I can't wrap my mind around the process here if the answer to it is Mac Jones.
But do you see why I say, you know, I hate reporting? Look what it's doing to you on live television. You're like, I just don't understand it. You're using words like perplexed. Yeah, it's melting your brain. That's why. Can we just deal with facts, please? You know what I'm saying, Jenna? Like, why do we have to play this game? Nick is right. You know, obviously, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, all we do on this show is bang the drums for these teams to not show their hands, to not do what Jerry Jones is doing. Now you have the 49ers who are doing exactly what we want them to do.